Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. We always love being inspired on Tuesdays, don't we? We love hearing from Cammie in her segment, Be Blessed. Take a look.
I'm sitting down with my friend Christina, and we were just talking about how a lot of situations come up, or people that, you know, you just may not get along with, or that you feel like you're battling against constantly. It might be a coworker, it might be an ex, it might even be like a family member, you know, but it just seems like your personalities just clash.
Right. We were talking about, regardless of where you're at in life, that there's always going to be adversity, there's always going to be conflict. And we were just talking about one of my personal favorite scriptures is Ephesians 6:10 through 17. I'm only going to read the first two. It says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God."
Yeah, and it feels like you're battling this person because that's what you see. You see the person right in front of you and the things that they say to you and how your personalities just don't jive.
Right.
But we have to keep this verse in the context of the whole picture, because we aren't battling each other. We should be on the same team.
Yes.
There is another power of evil in this world that affects us, and if we can know who our enemy is, I think we fight more fairly.
We do, and as the verses go on to say, they talk about putting on an armor. So, and it goes to talk about specific types of armor, which lets us know that we are in a battle. We're absolutely in a battle. And so when we know that we can put on this specific type of armor, it helps us fight this war in a different way, and it gives us a peace about it too, which is awesome.
And keeping in mind that, you know, everybody is made in the image of a living God and a good God. So the parts of good that are in them are from him, and anything else is evil, and it's not from God, and it's really not, I mean, there's just evil in this world, so you can't get around that.
Absolutely not.
Keeping that in mind, putting on the armor of God, and just determining you're going to love the person.
Right. Keeping this verse in your back pocket and in your heart is definitely a game changer when you're dealing with conflict and adversity.
Yeah. Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, thank you.
Be blessed.
Talking about battling, the verse talks about that we're not battling flesh and blood. Excuse me. I'm battling a lot of allergies today or something. And I'm driving him crazy, and I'm sorry about that. With your sound issues. So, is that why you've been gone from the couch? I'm just saying. I want to get back to what I was saying. So anyway, that's the thing. But if we could all, I think, realize that we are fallible and that we're human. And, you know, that's the one thing. I think sometimes people want to act like their life is perfect. I've never had that problem, because I think I've always realized why. I mean, I am a human. I got issues, and no matter if somebody else is trying to make me think they don't have issues, I know they do, because they're human too. So I just like to be real with it. But if everybody could admit their own issues, that's where the healing would start. If everybody could take a look at themselves and work on that and battle those things, battle those issues that are not flesh and blood, those things that are coming in on you, that are bothering you, that you in turn dish out to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So if we could all work on ourselves, then we wouldn't have to get the axe out to battle other people's issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you're contagious now.
Yes, I know what you're saying. What were you going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You left for a while. You left for a while, and I thought, I'm sorry that I'm having issues.
No, that's totally
good.
Me. No, just everybody's going through a struggle you know nothing about.
Oh, totally true.
Yeah.
And I just think that, yeah, I think we just need to be a little softer and a little kinder to people, because we don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you think somebody's perfect, well, they're not. They're not perfect.
Hey, I ain't perfect. Never claimed to be perfect, and that's the thing. It's always been shocking to me that people want to present their life as flawless, and I've got all this together, and my life is fabulous and all perfect, because I'm like, dude, no, it's not. It's not. Mine's not. Yours is not. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So thanks, Cammie.
Yeah, Cammie always gives us something great. And then it's Tuesday, so tomorrow she'll be back with one of her favorite things, which always turns out to be one of our favorite things, and I hope it's food, because that's our favorite thing in the morning, is it not?
I'm so hungry this morning.
Are you?
I'm so hungry.
You're so tired and hungry. Hey, I wish I had left. Hey, I'm going to fix you some tea.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe for the second half, because you left it here, right?
I did. I left the tea bag.
Yes, and I have some half and half here, and I have some sugar here. And
Oh, goodness. I shouldn't have more sugar, though.
But that was the good combination.
I know, but
That's the whole key.
I do so good with no sugar, though. Like, that's my life plan.
You would not have been as happy yesterday without the sugar. It was the caffeine and the sugar. That's why I like Starbucks mocha, cafe mocha, because that's the winning combination. Just a coffee? No, that doesn't do it. But you put the chocolate in there. It's wonderful.
Do you have dark chocolate?
Huh?
Do you have any dark chocolate? Because dark chocolate has less sugar, I think.
I could put that Kit Kat bar. I could swirl it around with the Kit Kat bar. How's that? That might be a good thing.
What if I just get on my phone right now and text Kimmy Jenkins and said, tomorrow your favorite thing has to be food?
She would probably say that's good. I'm bringing food tomorrow. Let's just have a whole day of food tomorrow.
I'm trying to think of something I could bring for food that's delicious and would inspire people to want to make it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always looking for new and fun, easy recipes because, you know, everybody's
Well,
busy.
you know, we're talking about the coughing and everything coming up. My whole thing tomorrow is because of the flu season coming up with the change of weather and stuff. So we're going to have some chicken soup. Chicken soup for the soul.
I love those books.
I do too. They're good.
Oh, man, talk about inspirational.
Yeah, they are.
Makes me so happy.
Okay.
All right, well, coming up, guess what? We're going to show you how much fun I had at the Exeter Corn Maze in Exeter, Missouri. I had the best time. Let's go.
I love it.